Coach Hughey's opening statement.
Yeah, disappointing loss. I thought Jenny and her Oklahoma team came in and really wanted to just not run any sets. They basically just wanted to run some concepts just to be able to get up and down the floor and just back cut. They did it every single time down the floor. They just back cut to the rim, throw it to the high post, back cut, set a flare every now and then, curl around, pin down, just a bunch of different concepts. Coming in, we've been watching them do the little 5-out motion and things like that. But they've been taking about 29, 33s. They've been getting up about 67, 80 possessions a game, and I thought we did a really good job of just cutting them down to 56 shots, and again, it was 6 for 15 from three, so we cut them down. They usually make about 8 threes a game, usually take more than that. The thing we didn't take care of was rebounding, and that's just toughness. Didn't take care of rebounding at all. They out-rebounded us 42 to 33, and then those 10 that they got on the offensive boards, probably 3 or 4 of those was in the last 4 minutes of the game. The thing I thought we did do was just kind of stick and fight through some of the rough moments that we had. We had some patches there where we didn't share the ball enough and took some ill-advised shots, or we had open shots and didn't make them. But again, you just got to do a better job the last 4 minutes of the game of executing and understand, crucial times of the game, you have to finish plays on the offensive and defensive end. Our defensive discipline wasn't there, just to give up all those back cuts like we did. It's something that we definitely got to work on and continue to get better at. But again, it's a long season, so we just gotta stay in the fold and keep going, because again, you can't sit back and dwell on this one, because again, you'll lose the next one for sure. So you have to be able to get them in a different mindset and be able to go from there.
Coach, the team had chances down the stretch, didn't come to that, missed a layup, things like that. So what was your message after the game?
Yeah, again, we talked about that execution down the stretch again. I think Peyton had the nice layup there that she missed, and then we gave up an offensive rebound. And the next possession, those plays can't happen if you expect to win games, especially the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. Those plays have to be executed. It's just like they did. 24, I think, Van posted Layla up, and when Layla tried to get around, they threw it over the top, and we didn't have our weak side help back there. So again, you got to have those kind of things have to be taken care of, and that toughness have to be able to shine through the last 4 minutes of the game, if not all game.
And how would you like to defend those back cuts?
We wanted just to keep them on our front shoulder. We're usually up the line where we're making people go backdoor, but when you play a team like this that want to go backdoor, now we take a step back and we want to be able to keep them on your inside shoulder. So now you could be able to see them when they go cut. But again, the one thing that I thought they did well was we were there on the back cut and they still threw the basketball, and we just didn't have a chance to get our head around and see it. I think that happened to Alexis. I think that happened to Layla. It happened to, quite a few players. We just didn't get our head around quick enough, and, being able to do that. The number one thing we was missing, which was consistent for us, was the ball pressure. When they get it up there and they're holding it like that, we have to have ball pressure so they can't be comfortable, and that was inconsistent. So it allowed them those opportunities to get those back cuts and get those passes on time.
How do you think Aya did today?
I'm sorry.
Aya Boyd.
I thought Naya was, really steady. The one thing I need from her is she kept saying that the girls couldn't hear the plays and that kind of stuff. So it needs to be her being a little bit more vocal coming up the floor and everybody else echoing it, so that we lose in 3, 4, 5 seconds with people saying, I don't hear it, that kind of stuff. And that's where she has to have that leadership, because we're giving her 2 sets. So again, just go ahead and let her know coming up the floor what they need to be, because we're at home, so you should be able to hear at home. And that's the thing we need her to be able to do. But, I'm happy with her pulling forward and being able to make some shots down the stretch and do what we need her to do. The thing that, we're trying to avoid is her playing those 33, 34, 35 minutes, because again, as that starts to go on, you're getting to wear her down a little bit more. And so we're trying to keep her as fresh as we possibly can. So giving her breaks in and out of there, and look around and she's at 33 and Layla's at 31, and those kind of things like that. But we got to get more from those 3, 4, and 5 positions. Bria, Cam, Peyton, Malia, and those kids who are capable. They had opportunities, and we just got to get more from them. And I'm quite sure we'll be able to do that because, again, that's one thing about the locker room in there. It was looking around like we let this one go. So they were really, really hurt about that. So I know that they'll come out with a better effort for 40 minutes next game. We'll be able to ensure that as well. But I think we'll collectively come together and be able to get this one on the road.
Could you possibly change the rotation when you come in with me off the bench?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at all of it and see what we need to do because, again, we evaluate it out of each and every game. And we're going to practice and be able to look at different lineups and things like that. I like what Alexis gave us on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, she kept getting beat a little bit, so I looked at her a little bit. But again, we just have to be able to get to a consistent group that gonna be able to get us off to a good start. Because I thought we did pretty good, especially up at halftime to only be down 1, that kind of stuff. So we were right there. It's just when you get to these tight games, especially in the Big 12, because again, it's the #1 conference in the country. The execution has to be really, really good because your margin for error is just so small. You said it earlier, you missed the layup and then we give up an offensive rebound on the other end, and now the time is ticking off. You make that, you up 1, you get a stop, now the pressure's on them, and instead of the pressure being on us.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.